Okay, hello there viewers and welcome back to another live stream today. So, today you join me for the penultimate round of the Group 3 Sprint Series, and we are here today at Suzuka. And we will be starting soon, although we do have quite a low attendance this week. I think a lot of that goes down to the fact I've moved this to a Tuesday. As you may be aware, there was a game of football on Sunday, so I had to postpone this to Tuesday as a result, because it was directly clashing with the England game. So we've only got 10 people racing today. There should have been more than this. It's all been very confusing as to who's racing and who's not. There's been glitches with Facebook. There's been all kinds of issues. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pick back onto that intermission screen for a second, just whilst I program heat number 1 and check that there's nobody else who's about to attend. So see you in a second. Okay, so we are ready then for heat number 1. Looks like we've got 10 people for the first race, and it looks like Shawn Pretty hasn't made it yet in time. He says he's going to be here in a minute, so we're going to have to start without him. So, good luck everybody, and let's get going. So, these heats will be 5 laps long, and then the final will be 7 laps long. Got a standing start for the heats and a rolling start for the final. So heat 1 then about to get underway. It's not a random grid, but pretty much is. It's just whatever ordered people into the event in. That's the order of the grid for race number 1. As we try and get the spectator mode up, and it doesn't seem to be working. There it is. And waiting for the race to begin then. And the race should start any second now. Are we going to start? And away we go then for heat number 1 of the round 8 of the Group 3 Sprint Series. And Mike Bisham, who we're on board with at the moment, he's got a good start in 4th place, but in the lead at the moment is Johnny Waffle in the Mercedes AMG. So Johnny Clark then leading the race in the AMG, with Johnny Newbold in 2nd place, and Mike Bisham has managed to make it up into 3rd. I think everyone's got away, had no glitches. We've got Sheikh Shabazz in at P4 in the Nissan GTR for this first race, with Apex Magnet in 5th. Now Apex Magnet, I think, can win the championship tonight, although it's going to take a miracle to do that, to be honest, but it is possible. You've got Jake in 6th place, and then you've got Irish Tony McMullen in 7th in the Chevrolet Corvette. Muff Munch, Richard Dicky Davey in 8th place. I think this is his first time racing in this series. And then Zolo Sohail Ali again, I think also the first time racing in this series for him in P8. Oh, we've had a crash. Jake's crashed. He's binned it out of Degner 2. Jake Beatty, oh dear. Not had a good start for him. So it looks like, oh, he's going to quit as well. He's in the pause mode. Looks like he's clipped the AstroTurf out of Degner 2 then, and gone flying into the side of the bridge. So then leading in the race then is Johnny Waffle in 1st place still. He's a blue driver, Johnny. I like that livery. I like that Homer Simpson thing on the back. That's quite good. I think he's got going again actually. Oh, we've got a potential move going on here. Johnny Newbold looking up the inside of Johnny Waffle into 130R. Wasn't quite able to go for the move then, but we've got 3 cars bumper to bumper here going down into the Casio triangle. Oh, Johnny Clark, he's gone in deep. He's clipped the grass, I think, and gone flying into the corner. I was unlucky there. Can we get the replay up? The replay doesn't appear to be working at the moment for some reason, so I'll give up on that. But it looks like Johnny just clipped that grass then, went on the brakes for the Casio triangle, and went flying off the circuit. His car's wrecked as well now, so it looks like Muff Munch is going to come past. So is Irish Tony McMullen. So he's just crashed out the lead then, Johnny Waffle. It's just saying that him, Johnny and Sheikh were all together going to the Casio triangle then, and then they were no longer all together. As, yeah, Johnny just went in flying. Okay, so Johnny leading the race in ahead of Sheikh Shabazz. Let me go, no goes as well if there's any technical difficulties at the moment. I don't think there are. But yeah, everything should be working. Apex Magnet, I think he was just looking up the inside of Mike Bisham then, going into the Degners. I saw a brief position change. So I think he may have actually got past him and then gone back behind. Just saw a quick flick of positions on that leaderboard. Right behind him now, Alex in the hairpin. Like I say, Apex Magnet theoretically can win the championship tonight, and the fact that Shawn's missed race 1 will help John, but it's unlikely. Probably will go to the final round. He's actually looking up the inside of Mike Bisham now, going in to Spoon. Mike though holding on to the position. He was brave then round the outside, cut Apex Magnet off and held on to P3. Now heading down the back straight. Let's go on board with John Hardy. He's gone to the left, got a good run then out of Spoon, got the slipstream of Mike, and he's duds to the left. Looks like he's got the position sealed now as they head into 130R. Yes, he has indeed, as Mike smartly backs out of that then. He was probably going to end up on the AstroTurf if he tried going side by side through there. That was probably not going to end well. So Mike then down to 4th place, John Hardy up to 3rd. Can he now chase down Sheikh Shabazz as we come to the end of lap 2 out of the 5. Sheikh just under a second behind Johnny Newbold. Sheikh was doing really well yesterday. qualified, I think it was 6th, finished 5th in the sprint race. And then the feature race didn't go quite so well, as he ended up quitting. He may or may not have crashed and then rage quit. So Shake looking to make an amends for yesterday's feature race. Shake's gone purple right now. Johnny Newbold currently has the fastest lap of the race with a 1:58.9. If you get the fastest lap in this series, you get an additional point. So the winner in the heats gets 32 points, and then yeah, you get another point for getting the fastest lap in the heats. Always off towards the back. I think, yes, Richards. Oh no, who is that? Is that Irish Tony? No, it's not. Is it Solo? Yes, it is. Looks like Zohir Ali's gone off the circuit coming out of Dunlop there. I'm going to guess that he clipped the grass coming out of Dunlop. Just saw him spinning around on the track map then. So it's unlucky there for Zohir. Gone down to 8th. Looks like Jay Beatty has quit as well. There's now only 9 runners, and Shawn Prissy is now with us. That's good to see. The championship leader joined the lobby. So shouldn't lose too many points tonight for missing round 1, for missing race 1. I think he's just going from work. Johnny's actually managed to increase that gap to Shake by a second, so I'm going to guess that Shake has made a mistake on this lap. That gap has shot up to Johnny, and the gap to John Hardy is being closed in as well. Yep. Shake 3/4 of a second down on his personal best. Coming to the end of lap 3 then. Still got Johnny Newbold in the lead of the race. Just having a look at the track map to see if there's any battles position going on here. Looks like Johnny Waffle's gone down to 6th now. Yeah, he had that mistake, didn't he, at the Cassia Triangle. So he's now settled in 6th place, ahead of Richard Dicky Davey. I think this is the first time I've commentated on you, Richard. I'm hoping I'm calling you the correct names, pronouncing everything right. Apex Magnet in 3rd place, driving a solid race here in the Porsche 911. Need to keep an eye out as well tonight for those who use 4 different cars in the 4 different races, because you get a bonus point at the end of the night if you do that. Get a point added on to your points for the final. Looks like everything's settled down here. John Hardy almost got the fastest lap of the race in that previous lap. It was only a 10th off of it, as they come through this long right hander and down to Spoon, braking just after the road on the right hand side, the slip roads, braking just after that and just before the AstroTurf starts on the right. Good exit there from John Hardy. I think he's on a decent lap right now actually, might be able to get the fastest lap of Johnny here on this lap. What's his split time going to be? No, okay, no it's not. 0.6 seconds down, ignore what I just said. Johnny Newbold then coming out of the Cassia Triangle on this start of the final lap. Managed to get the gap to Shake up to 2 seconds down as he's just pulled away in that Porsche 911 and taken the fastest lap of the race off of himself. Got to beat his own best by a 10th of a second. Everyone's spread out a bit here, kind of what happens when you've only got 9 cars. So a large tendency for the races to die out a little bit. This will be the new slot, by the way, for this series, starting from next week. Real life means that I can no longer run this on a Sunday. So this weekend, this Sunday, will be the last round of this series, and that'll be the last time that it runs on a Sunday. Coming up to the hairpin then, braking just after the corner as such, just after the previous corner. There's some markers on the right as well which you can use to brake for that hairpin. Going going into bumper cam. Don't usually use this. Whereas Johnny going to brake for Spoon, braking at the 50 board, pretty much. Dabbing the brakes for the second part of Spoon. I hate this corner. The second part of Spoon especially. Very, very frustrating, I find. It never feels satisfying, that corner, in my experience. So exiting 130R then, on the final lap of this heat number 1. Looks like Johnny Newbold is going to take the victory, unless he completely messes up this chicane. No, he does not. Is he going to lose the back end out of here? No, he's not. So coming to the start finish line then, Johnny Newbold going to win heat 1, take 16 or 17 points from this heat as he sets another fast lap of the race, with Shake Shabazz coming home in a very solid second place and Apex Magnet in third. Got Mike Bisson going to come home in P4, then Wolf Boys Chris Ward, in 5th place, with Johnny Waffle in 6th after that mistake on lap number 2. And we've got Zohir Ali, who's actually got himself a penalty coming through the final chicane. Is he going to be able to hold on to 7th place? Oh, he does lose the back end then, and he's got himself a 1.1 second penalty, so he's going to have to serve this as he comes across the line. He's not going to serve it, and Richard Dicky Davey is going to get past in to 7th place. So a bit of drama there at the end as Zohir Ali got himself a penalty and lost a lot of time coming out of that final chicane. Ended up losing 7th place as Johnny Newbold takes the victory with the full pole position, fastest lap, clean race, the lot. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to go back onto that intermission screen, program heat number 2, sort out the grids and stuff for that, and then I will be back. So see you in a minute. Okay, so we're back then for heat number 2. So let's get going. Just had Shishibaz, I think, disconnect then. So we're just waiting for him to reconnect. Okay, so starting on pole position then for this race is Chris Ward Wolf Boys. So basically the back half of the grid has now become the front half of the grid. Like everyone's shifted forwards as such, the bottom 5 is shifted forwards. So you've got Chris Ward on pole position with Jake starting in 2nd place. Then you've got Rich Davey in 3rd with Shawn Pretty in 4th. Got Zohir Ali starting in P5. Johnny Newbold now down in 6th with Shishibaz in 7th. Johnny Waffle in 8th. And then my keyboard is not working for some reason. Oh, I know why. So as the race gets underway, then we've got Wolf Boys. Got a bad launch in that Toyota Supra as Jake Beatty takes the lead of the race going down to turn number 1. And actually looks like SJP's got a really good launch as he's now into 2nd place. Oh, there's 2 cars off the circuit. Looks like Richard Davey and Jake Beatty both followed each other off the circuit then going into turn 1. And that was a very unlucky then for those two. Looks like, well, I think Jake may have clipped the grass. And then, yeah, Richard just followed suit. Both of them flying off the circuit. They were 1st and 2nd then as well. That's very unlucky for those two. So in the lead of the race then is Shawn Pretty. Having not done race number 1, this is a perfect start for him. Into the lead of the race in his Mercedes AMG. Started, I think, down in 5th place as well. So that's a really good start for him. Got Johnny Newbold in 2nd, having started down in 6th. With Chris Ward then in 3rd place. Having got swamped at the start because he's in a Toyota Supra. They've got Shishibaz in 4th place with Zohir Ali in 5th. I think there may have been another person as well. Yeah, Johnny Waffle and Mike Bisham have also had incidents here on lap number 1. Those two are now at the back as Mike loses the back and then out of the hairpin. So it looks like it's been a bit of a messy first lap here for a few people. Already you've been relegated to the back of the field. But Shawn Pretty's in the lead then ahead of Johnny Newbold. Looks like Irish Tony, who's gone with the Audi R8, that's a handful of a car. Looks like he's batting for position here with Richard. I just saw a bit of position changing then on the tower. Going down to 130R. Is Richard going to go for a move? No, he's not. Going to stay behind. Oh, we've got Zohir Ali off the circuit in front. Looks like he's just run wide out of 130R, and it's all got a bit messy then through the chicane. Oh, there's a crash at the back. Looks like Richard Davey has bottled it then into the Casio Triangle. I just saw a arrow miles off the circuit. For some reason I can't get the replay out. The replays don't appear to be working for some reason. This is just yet made a right hash of that chicane. Looks like he's going to be quitting as well as he's in pause mode. That's unlucky for him, but anyway, Shawn Pretty leading the race. Managed to get the gap up to 3/4 of a second ahead of Johnny Newbold. And it looks like Shishibaz has managed to make his way up to 3rd. Oh, they can't see each other. They can't see each other. Yeah, this is what happens when 2 cars cannot see each other when they're not on each other's screen. The game doesn't really know what to do, and it kind of just smashes the 2 cars together. So that's why the cars then coming through the S's going into Dunlop were kind of going into each other. They're going to get smashed into one another, and yeah, the game didn't know what to do. So Shishibaz into 3rd, and Wolf Boys has unknowingly gone down to 4th place. He doesn't know that Shake's ahead of him. We will find out afterwards. Johnny Newbold's actually managed to reel in Shawn Pretty here, so I think Shawn may have made a mistake because Johnny's got the gap right down now and heading up to Spoon. Johnny Newbold, he's got the overlap on Shawn Pretty, but he's on the outside. Not a safe place to be going into Spoon, and he's smartly backed out of it. Can he get the undercut though into the second part? Not quite. He's looking to go for a sneaky move there, try and get the undercut on him, but didn't quite manage to be able to do it, and he's now got the run out of Spoon. He's in the slipstream on Shawn Pretty, going to the right into 130R. Can he do what Alonso did on Schumacher back in 2005, going on the outside into 130R? He's gonna pull out of the move, so decided not to try it there. Now going to the Casio Triangle. Shawn Pretty again going defensive, trying to fend off Johnny Newbold as Shishibaz is now on the case. He's now caught right the way up to the 2 leaders here. Shake going really well here around Suzuka. Seems to be suiting him down to the tee, and he's actually got himself the fastest lap of the race as well. So you've got these top 3 drivers split by half a second here as we head into turn number 1. Shawn Pretty again going defensive. So he's losing himself time here and he's backing Johnny up into the pack. It's these 3 fighting to try and win heat number 2. Let's go back to the outboard shot. As Shawn looks like he's running a little bit wide out to turn number 3. He's got Johnny looking all over the back of him. Trying to see if he can get past Johnny. Sniffing all over the back of Shawn. Now heading out of Dunlop up to the Degners. Not really an overtaking spot. This is a bit too narrow and not really a heavy enough braking zone to go for the move into either of the Degners. The hairpin though is more of an overtaking spot, although it is easy to defend into. So Johnny looking all over the back of Shawn Pretty. Going up to the hairpin. Shawn again going defensive. This reminds me a lot of Suzuka last week, as Johnny's got the overlap then out the hairpin, but not quite able to go for the move. As we've also got Apex Magnet trying to go up the inside of Wolf Boys further back. We're going to focus on the lead pack here. Shawn did a superb job of fending off Johnny Newbold last week around Suzuka, as Johnny's on the outside into Spoon. That's not a good place to be. Is he going to get nudged off onto the AstroTurf? They're leaving each other space, as Johnny not quite able to get past. Now coming out of 130R, he's got a good run out of that corner and he's up the inside of Shawn Pretty then, going down the back straight, down to 130R. Johnny's got the overlap and this time he's on the inside. For 130R, is Shawn going to try and brave it around the outside as they send it through 130R. Shawn's still on the outside and he is off the circuit. And that is why you don't try and go around the outside at Suzuka, because the track is littered with AstroTurf as Sheikh Shabazz looking all over the back of Johnny Newbold. Johnny went in a little bit deep then into the Casio Triangle. And Sheikh Shabazz not quite able to capitalise on that. Sheikh, I think, did go into the back of Johnny as well, going through 130R. As Johnny tried to leave Shawn space. Sheikh ended up going into the back of him. So Shawn then, it's gone from first down to third place. Oh, Johnny Newbold, he's off the circuit. He is off, miles off the circuit, off in the barriers. He's clipped the AstroTurf out of the first corner, going into turn 2. He's gone onto that AstroTurf and gone flying off the circuit. That's an easy mistake to make. I hate that first corner myself. I always make a hash of it. And Johnny's gone in too deep there. Just like Jake and Richard did on lap 1. Johnny's done the same mistake. Gone flying off the circuit. So Johnny Newbold, as soon as he gets first place, he throws it away back down. Well, all the way down to 8th place now. So Sheikh Shabazz now just inherited the lead of the race. He must be licking his lips right now, as he was in third place all of half a lap ago, now up into the lead, with the 2 guys in front both falling off the circuit. Apex Magnet as well, now up into third place, so he's managed to make his way past Wolf Boys, past Chris Ward. He's managed to get up to third. They were side by side this time last lap as they went through the hairpin. So John now onto the podium places. I don't think the championship will be decided tonight. I tried doing the maths earlier and I just got lost. But with Shawn up in second place now, I think he will take it probably to the final round. In fact, yes, it will, because Apex Magnet didn't win the first race. Further down the order, looks like everyone's spread out now, with Jake in 5th place. So having spun out on lap 1, he's now managed to recover to 5th. That is why you do not rage quit when you crash out. That's why you keep going, because there's a good chance that others will crash out too, and you'll be able to inherit their positions. Apex Magnet just set another faster lap of the race, just took it off of himself. Just set a 150, what was that, 158.7. As he's now right up behind Shawn Pretty going through turn number 1. Is anyone else going to crash out this lap through this corner? Seems to be taking a lot of people here, claiming a lot of lives. As Apex Magnet right up behind Shawn here, his championship rival. This will very possibly end up being a drop round for Shawn Pretty, unless he absolutely blitzes the rest of the race tonight. The rest of the races probably will end up being one of his 3 drop rounds. Shawn hasn't had any bad rounds this season. I think his lowest score was 112, whereas Apex Magnet, John Hardy's lowest score was 102. So yeah, Shawn will most likely end up dropping tonight, having missed heat 1. Going up to the hairpin on this final lap, Apex Magnet, can he make his way up the inside of Shawn Pretty? Don't think he can. close, but not quite close enough to send it. Ooh, looks like there's some action now going on further back. I think Wolf Boys maybe has made a mistake or two on this lap. And he's backed right up, back into Jake Beatty, and up into Mike. I think it's Bisfum, I think is how you say Mike's name. He did tell me how to say it the other day, but I can't remember it now. I think I'm just going to call him Bishop. He's a game attack. Got Johnny Newbold not far behind as well, having made that mistake on that previous lap. He's managed to get up in 7th place here, so I'm guessing someone else has crashed out when we weren't looking, because Johnny was in 8th place. But entering this final chicane here, we've got Shawn Pretty's just about managed to fend off Apex Magnet, but Sheikh Shabazz exiting the final corner is going to come across the line and win heat number 2 as he takes the victory then ahead of Shawn Pretty with Apex Magnet in 3rd place. Wolf Boys just about managed to hold on to 4th place here as they come across the line with Jake Beatty, who's looking to get past Chris Ward then, but wasn't quite able to as he took the short run to the line. So you got Jake in 5th place, you got Mike in 6th, Johnny Newbold in 7th place, and then Johnny Waffle looks like he crashed on lap 3, so that would explain how Johnny Newbold managed to get up into 7th. We've got Johnny Clark in 8th place with Irish Tony in P9. Richard Davey coming into the line in 10th place in the Corvette, and then we've got Zohir Ali down in 11th. Looks like he's had a mare of a race. He's crashed in every single lap. Oh dear, this has not gone well for Zolo. Oh, as he loses again out the cashier triangle as well. Yeah, I think this is a race certificate for Zolo. Done a 2:02 on this lap. Yeah, sorry, that one would have been. Zohir was a diamond driver as well at the start of this season. He's not a slow driver at all. Those of you who watched my Red Bull Ring video from last season will know just how quick Zohir is. He kept up with me and Ryan pretty much in that race. It was very, very quick indeed. But victory then goes to Sheikh Shabazz. I think that's his 2nd win this season, from what I can remember rightly. Been very consistent, Sheikh. Aside from when he's disconnected, he's had a very consistent points totals. So you know the score by now. Going to put you on to the intermission screen and program the next race. So see you in a minute. Okay, so ready for heat number 3 then. I think Shake's having some issues, so we just happen to be waiting for him. So, heat 3. Here we go. We've got a very mixed grid for this, so it doesn't really have any resemblance to the previous heats. We'll see the grid in a second as this loads up. So starting on pole position then, we have got Apex Magnet ahead of someone who's put the SLS. That's Zohar Ali's gone for the Mercedes SLS. You don't see that car very often. Then Irish Tony starting in 3rd place ahead of Shawn Pretty in 4th. Got Mike Bissum in 5th place with Richard in 6th, with Johnny Waffle in 7th place, Jake Beatty in 8th. We've got Wolf Boys in 9th, Shake Shabazz starting in P10, and Johnny Newell starting at the back in P number 11. So as we wait for the race to get underway then, away we go. Apex Magnet off the line. Deciding to go for the no traction control technique there, and I think that actually worked, you know. They got a decent start then, a better start than what you'd normally get at the Porsche 911. But heading down to zone 1, Zohar Ali's got the lead of the race ahead of Shawn Pretty in 2nd, with Apex Magnet settling down into 3rd place. Looks like everyone survived turn 1 as well, which is nice to see. Got Jake Beatty in 4th with Richard Davey in 5th. Johnny Clark in 6th with Irish Tony in 7th place. Looks like Johnny Newell's got a good start. Gone up into 8th place. So started down in 11th. Managed to make it up to 8th. Looks like everyone's survived the whole first sector. It's nice to see. It's easy to crash the Suzuka. Very little in the way of tarmac runoff area, if any at all. The whole of the track is lined with either grass or AstroTurf. Oh, we've got a car off now. Spoke too soon. Looks like that's Johnny Newell as well, as he's doing donuts in the background. Looks like he went in deep into Techno 2 then, off the circuit, and then spun it as he rejoined. So Johnny Newell in the Porsche 911. Obviously won race number 1 and got the fastest up of the race. Not had such a good time of things though in these next 2 races. Crashed out in the previous race going through turn 1. And now he's crashed out too, going through Techno 2 in this race. Oh, we've got a load of action going on behind here. It was like 3 abreast then into the spoon. Oh, Jake Beatty and Zolo, they can't see each other by the looks of things. These two both have internet issues sometimes, and I think they are invisible to one another because they just smashed into each other then very weirdly. Let's see what happens going to. Yeah, there you go. This is what happens when 2 drivers can't see each other. The game doesn't know what to do. I don't think Zolo is actually off the circuit, as there's another car off the circuit behind. So Richard Davies just gone off the track in the Lexus. Just went side by side with Johnny Waffle into the Casio Triangle then and had to back out of it. Looks like there's more action as well going on behind. I think Irish Tony was just battling with Mike Bissum going into that Casio Triangle then. So lots of action going on up and down the pack. Zolo now in P4. Probably doesn't know he's in P4. Probably still thinks he's in 3rd. So yeah, like I say, when you have like connection issues, people can't see each other, this is what happens. In the lead of the race though is Shawn Pretty, just ahead of John Hardy. This is a very close fight here for the lead. John's right behind Shawn as he's clipped the grass. Coming out of Dunlop, can Apex Magnet capitalise on this here? Oh, he's onto the grass himself. Oh, and he's knocked over the braking boards and he's spun. Oh no, for John Hardy. This is going to affect the championship. He's just fully bottled it then. We had Shawn Pretty go wide, coming out of Dunlop. Apex Magnet, he went to the left to try and get past Shawn, but just ended up going onto the grass himself and spun it into Degner 1. That's a big mistake then for John. Today probably won't be one of his drop rounds. This probably will be a point scoring round, so that's a big issue for him then in the championship fight. That's lost himself a lot of points. He was, well, in the lead then. He was probably going to be winning this race had he not clipped the grass, but he's now down to 11th. So that's going to lose him 20 points. That mistake. If he doesn't make up any positions here, he's going to be losing 20 points. As there's another car off. Let's see if we can find who it is. It's Zolo by the looks of things. Zohar Ali's just spun it out of spoon, so it's going to help Apex Magnet gain a couple of points. But Zohar really not having a good time of things today. Spun in pretty much every lap of the previous race. Spun on lap 2 of this race as well. I think he may have clipped the AstroTurf then out of the spoon. So that's unlucky then for Zolo. So there's a fight going on here for 4th place. Sheikh Shabazz carving his way through the field, having started down, I think it was in 10th place. Now up into 5th place. Can he make his way past? Oh, this is a risky move to make up the inside of Richard Davey. He has indeed. Oh no, he's off onto the AstroTurf. Oh, just about managed to hold on to it then. He was, well, if he wasn't on the AstroTurf, he was millimetres away from it then. Took all of that curb out of turn 1 and into turn 2. So Sheikh Shabazz into 4th place then. Going very well here around Suzuka. On the previous race. Now up into 4th, having started down in 10th. Meanwhile, got Jake. He's managed to catch up his mate, Shawn Pretty. So he's in 2nd place here. He's managed to reel him in. So having Apex Magnet having fallen off the circuit, that's allowed Jake to get into 2nd. Jake, remember, on the steering wheel, as I always say. He's still very much new to it, still just getting used to using the wheel. Johnny Newbold's up into 7th place now as well, so I think he's made a few moves here. I think he's just managed to get make his way past Mike here, past Mike Bisson. He's now up into 7th place, having made that mistake where he crashed out in the lead, I think it was, on lap number 1. Or did he crash out? I might be remembering clearly now. I'm sure he did crash in lap 1, I can't remember where now, but he did. Oh yeah, that's it, Degner 2, wasn't it? Where he exited stage left. But Shawn then still in the lead of the race. Actually managed to gap Jake here, so I think Jake's made a mistake here when we weren't looking. Lost half a second to Shawn Pretty. We've got Johnny Waffle in 3rd and Sheikh Shabazz now reeling him in. Now Sheikh has got his made his way past the car behind. In fact, looks like Richard Davies made a mistake here on this lap. Wolf Boys has managed to make his way out to 5th place. So Richard's seemingly had an error on this lap. Yeah, coming across the line, going to set a 2:04. 2 seconds off his personal best. And that's actually putting him now into the clutches of Johnny Newbold. As we've got Irish Tony looking to go up the inside of Mike Bisson going into turn number 1. Is he going to be able to make his move stick? Going to back out of it. Could have maybe gone for that then, but that probably would have ended in disaster for at least one of them. Because two abreast through turn number 1 at Suzuka is a nigh on impossible thing to do cleanly. It's so narrow, and the AstroTurf on the outside is so unforgiving. This is a very, very risky move to go for. As Apex Magnet recovering from his crash, he's now managed to close these guys in. As he's now looking up the inside of Irish Tony now, coming out of Dunlop. Don't do what you did a couple of laps ago, John. As he's up, he's alongside Tony, and yeah, Tony backed out of that then, and allowed John to have 9th place then. I think Tony realised there was no point fighting that then, as Mike Bisson's run wide coming out deck number 2. And John going up to the hairpin. Can he make his way past Mike here? Not quite, as Mike goes somewhat defensive. Apex Magnet, remember, needs to make his up as many places as he can here for the sake of his championship charge. This probably will not be a drop round for him. This probably will count this round, so he needs to try and do well here if he can. As we got, we got a car off the circuit. What's happened there? Looks like Mike Bisson has just lost the will to live. That was strange. That was on a straight. What happened there? Well, it wasn't a straight, but it wasn't a corner either. Just going through that slightly curved straight as such. It just went straight on. Was he too busy looking behind him? Too busy looking at the radar? Didn't look where he was going. Unlucky then for Mike. Now down to 10th place and falling into the clutches of Zolo. Very odd incident. John Hardy always up into 7th. Managed to make his way past Richard Davey as well. So that's gone well for John, who was down in 11th place at the start, or at the end of, lap number 1. Now up into 7th. That's good news for him. But going back to the front of the field then, we're already going through the S's here with Shawn Pretty. Managed to gap Jack Beatty actually. Managed to get the gap up to 2 seconds. With Sheikh Shabazz 3 seconds behind in his Nissan GTR. Got Johnny Waffle in P4. What's Johnny got written on the back of his car? Waffles bump here. Waffles bump here, okay. I mean, if you're asking to get punted off, then okay. Got Wolf Boys in 5th place and Johnny Newell right behind in P6. Johnny's got the fastest lap of the race right now as they're heading down to the Degners. Johnny was looking to get past Chris Ward then, but Chris He fended it off, kept all the way over to the right. Managing to hold on to P5 here. Johnny not in the championship charge. He's missed too many rounds this season. He's only done a handful of rounds as they head up to the hairpin now. Oh, is he going to go around the outside here? He did this move yesterday, you know. I think he's going to do it again. He's gone around the outside of Chris Ward, round the hairpin. That's a very good move indeed. As he manages to take 5th place off of Chris Ward's hands. Very good move by Johnny Newbold. As he's up into 5th place now. Looks like Apex Magnet as well. He's managed to pull away from the guys behind in 7th place. With Irish Tony McMullen in 8th place. Looks like Richard Davies having a bad time of things today. Every race he seems to be tumbling down the order. He was in, what was it, 3rd, 4th place earlier on this race. Now going all the way down to 9th without even crashing, I don't think. But in the lead of the racing, coming out of the Castor Triangle for the final time in heat number 3, Shawn is going to take the win. A very comfortable victory in the end ahead of Jake Beatty in the Chevrolet Corvette. Got Sheikh then in P3 with Johnny Waffle in 4th place. Good result then for Johnny Clark. Got Johnny Newbold in 5th place ahead of Chris Ward. Apex Magnet coming home in 7th place. And then Tony McMullen just about managing to hold on to 8th place then ahead of Richard Davey as he comes sideways across the line. With Mike Bispham after that very weird incident just about managing to hold on to 10th place here ahead of Zohir Ali. And that brings to an end heat number 3. So, final race coming up then. Got the final. The final is especially difficult to program, so bear with me for that. I'm going to be away for a few minutes because that's a bit of a fiddle to sort out. But I'll see you once I've got the final up and ready. See you in a second. Okay, so we are ready then for this final. The final race of round number 8. So, let's get going. Starting on pole position is Sheikh Shabazz, so he's done really well here. Pretty sure this is the first time he's qualified on pole in anything, from what I'm aware. Certainly anything Lobby 1. So Sheikh's starting on pole. I think there's then Johnny Newbold starting in 2nd place from what I can remember, with Apex Magnet starting in 3rd. We'll see confirmation of that in a second. Rolling start, remember, so I think the guys down in 7th and 8th will be starting in the middle of the chicane. So SJP and Jake Rating are not going to have a great start here. So Sheikh Shabazz, like I say, on pole position. Chris Ward all the way up in 4th, so he's done well then for a red driver. With Johnny Boffle in 5th and Mike Bissam in 6th. SJP, because he missed race number 1, he's down in 7th, with Jake having had a couple of offs in 8th place. Got Irish Tony then in 9th, Moth Munch in 10th, and Zolo in 11th. So waiting for the race to start then. And away we go for the final of round number 8. Predictably, Sheikh Shabazz leads, going down to turn number 1. Kind of could have told you that. Oh, we've already got a car off. Oh dear. Zolo's race. He hasn't even started and he's already off in the gravel. I think he may have lit up the rears end coming out of that Casio triangle and already binned it as he weaves down the straight, being frustrating. Unlucky there. Unlucky for Zoe here. Leading the race then is Sheikh Shabazz in his Nissan GTR, so Sheikh's going to miss out on the points here for using 4 different cars, sorry. I think pretty much everyone is. I can see everyone's pretty much kept the same cars today. No one's really been brave with car choice. I think Mike's maybe used different cars. Shawn can't get the points because he missed race 1. I think Jake may have used 2 different cars today, so is Irish Tony and I think Richard Davey. I think they've all used different cars, so Zolo. But yeah, quite a lot of people missing out on those points. There's one lap 1 here. Can't see any battles going on right now. Looks like everyone's kind of quite line astern at the moment. Kind of what happens with a rolling start. Looking back for Sheikh Shabazz here, looking at the cars behind. Pretty similar gaps between people right now. Let's go back to 5th place. Any battles further back? No, there's not. There's actually been quite a lot of field spread on this first lap. It's a little bit strange. Everyone's spread out somewhat, even though it's a bit of a mixed grid. People like Shawn starting further down than they should be, really. I think Johnny Clark's crashed at this first lap because he started ahead of Shawn and Jake, but he's now down to 8th. So Johnny's, looks like he's had an incident, as there's a battle going on here for 9th place between Richard Davey and Irish Tony. Irish Tony going for the Z4 of all cars. It's one of the worst cars in Group 3. You're going to struggle to find a much slower car than that. Really is not good at anything. Interesting car choice for this. I think the Z4 is good at standing starts. And that's about the only thing it's good at from what I can remember. Sheikh Shabazz still leading the race though, so he's putting a really good drive here. This is definitely going to be his biggest point score of the season. I think Sheikh's got into the hundreds once or twice this season in terms of the points. So it looks like he's definitely going to smash that today. Apex Magnet in 2nd. Managed to recover to 7th place in that previous race. Always a car off. Looks like Richard Davies had a mare out of the, what was that, turn 4 then? Turn 4, turn 5. Looks like he's gone off into the grass. I'm going to assume he ran wide out of one of those corners, clipped the grass and flew off the circuit. So Zolo then up into 10th. Because of that. Johnny Newbold struggling to recreate the form that he had in yesterday's sprint race and in the first race of tonight. He seems to keep starting off on a really good foot and then it kind of all goes down the drain. He didn't have a great feature race yesterday and he's not had a great Heat 2, Heat 3 either. Now in 3rd place in this final. Crashed in Heat 2 and Heat 3 today. I think he may have crashed as well yesterday in the feature race. So Johnny got really good pace, but struggling to put in races which are error free. Shawn Prizzi's managed to make his way past Mike Bisham as well, so he's now up into 5th place. charging through the pack here, having missed race number 1. He's now up into 5th place, got past Mike Bisham. He's gone with the McLaren 650S. Shawn going for the Scream Mazda. Should be a reasonably strong car around the circuit, going to be vulnerable on the straights, but it is good through the corners, could be very good through the first sector. Jake in 7th place, looking to get past Mike into turn number 1. Is he going to go for that move? Not really far enough alongside there. He poked alongside, but not far enough alongside to go for that, so he had to back out of that move then. It's either that or spin Mike out and send him off to Narnia. Jake then getting detached from his friend Shawn Pretty as he gets held up here by Mike Bisham. Front 3 is still quite close together. So we've got Johnny firmly within the slipstream range of John Hardy. Coming out of sector 1. Johnny's on course for a fastest lap right now as he reaches the halfway point around the lap. Shake Shabazz, sorry, he's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment as Jake Beatty has managed to make his way past. So through that first, second sector then, Jake has managed to get past Mike Bisham. So he's now been let free to go and chase his friend Shawn Pretty back down. As Shawn has reeled in Chris Ward here, he's managed to reel the gap right in, put it down to half a second here as they head into Spoon. Shawn going to have the slipstream now going down onto this back straight. He's in the Mazda though, which is not very good on the straights, whereas the Supra is quite good on the straights, so he's not going to have too much of a straight line speed advantage here, even though he does have a slipstream. Going through 130R. Will Shawn send it into the Casio triangle? Don't think he's quite got a good enough exit there. Had to lift off through the middle of the corner. As Chris Ward, he's actually gone defensive and he's gone in deep into the Casio triangle. Shawn Pretty on the outside. Is he going to get a good run here out of this final corner? He is indeed. So it looks like he's going to make his way past Chris Ward then. Going across the start finish, trying to start lap number 4. He's up into P4. So having started down in 7th place, now up into 4th, but they're now side by side going into turn number 1. Who is going to come out best here? I think it's going to be Shawn Pretty. Yes, it is indeed. As Wolf Boys very smartly backs out that then. Realises that there was no point trying to hang it around the outside there. That was just going to end in disaster. So Wolf Boys then down to P5. Shawn up into 4th. Don't think he's going to be able to reel in the guys up at the front because Shawn is 7 seconds behind them. So he's probably going to end up in 4th place here unless someone completely bottles it up ahead. Shake Shabazz still leading. Ahead of Johnny Newbold. Shake's actually managed to gap Johnny here, so Shake's absolutely flying tonight. He said to me yesterday that he was going strong in practice, setting some really good times, and yeah, going strong again tonight. Johnny's done a really good first sector though. He's just on a 52.1 at the end of that second sector. So done a good first 2 sectors. Looks like there's a battle going on to not be last. Looks like Richard Davey and Zohir Ali are fighting for position here as they come through Degner 1. Richard just leaving Zolo enough space there on the outside through Degner 1. Still battling for position here, going up to the hairpin. Looks like these two being very respectful here, leaving each other lots of space as they go into the hairpin. Zohir is going for the move to get up into 10th place. Still side by side as Richard finally seals off the move. Oh, Shake Shabazz, looks like he's made a mistake here. Looks like he's made an error, probably going through Spoon, because Johnny Newbold is now right behind him. Although Johnny, I think he may have run off the circuit then going through 130. I just saw it in the back of shot. I think he dipped onto the AstroTurf. Shake's just about managing to hold onto the lead here. Johnny all over the back of him though. Let's go on board with Johnny. Going up to turn 1. He's got the slipstream off, Shake Shabazz. As Johnny, wow, it's just a really fast lap there. 158.1, very good lap indeed. Right out behind Shake. Not close enough though to send it into turn 1. Going through the S's, can't really overtake through here, not unless someone makes a big mistake. It's very much single file through here. Oh, Shake Shabazz, he has made a mistake, you know. Just tipped a wheel onto the grass, going in to turn 3. But just about managed to save that then. That was a sketchy moment, especially since Shake plays on a controller. Very easy to lose it in a scenario like that. But Shake just being able to hold on to the car there. Shawn Pretty still in 4th place, but yeah, as predicted, not really able to make any inroads on the 3 leaders here. With Wolf Boys still in 5th place, ahead of Jake Beatty. Looks like Jake's pulled away from Mike, so Mike I think started up in 5th place. But it's fallen down to 7th here, being left by the guys, being left behind by them. Still in the lead of the race though is Sheikh Shabazz, ahead of Johnny Newbold. He's just about managing to hold on to the lead here. Can he win the final for the first time ever in this series? Sheikh is a regular in this series. Turns up to all the rounds. Only ever missed the one round where I think he was busy. As he tries to break the slipstream to Johnny Newbold. Can't really weave too much in the straights. Not really allowed to weave around like crazy. Just tries to fend off Johnny as hard as he can. Into the Casio Triangle, got 2 laps to go now for Sheikh Shabazz. Can he hold on to the win here? He's got 2 very good drivers behind him. Going to be difficult to fend Johnny off. Johnny's going very well here around the circuit, set a 58.1 on the previous lap, but Sheikh's still able to fend him off. Looks like there's fighting going on here for 5th place. Looks like Jake's trying to make his way past Wolf Boys, past Chris Ward. Going down to turn 1, Chris has gone defensive, trying to hold Jake off. And I don't think Jake's going to be able to make this move stick. No, he's not. As he just about clips the AstroTurf. That is the danger of going for that move. Yeah, I've been warning about that. Don't go around the outside through turn 1, because that's what happens. It's nigh on impossible to go 2 abreast through there. It's so difficult. It's such a narrow corner, lined with AstroTurf, and Jake's gone down to 8th. So yeah, that is the risk Jake probably should have pulled out of that move, because it was never going to work. It looks like there's a big battle going on here. Looks like Irish Tony's made a mistake and gone down to 10th place here. Zohir Ali, who had a terrible start to this race, did a 2:22 on the first lap, managed to make up some of the ground here and get past both Irish Tony, Tony McMullen and Richard Davey. Still a battle going on for the first, as Johnny Newbold has managed to make his way past Sheikh Shabazz. So as we were looking further down the order then, the lead has changed. So Johnny has made his way past Sheikh Shabazz. I'm going to guess that Sheikh has made an error on this lap. Johnny Newbold then into the lead. Did we curse Shaz, sorry. Did we curse him when we said about him winning? He's still in the slipstream though, Johnny, and he's got more straight line speed than Johnny, because he not only has the slipstream, but he also has a much faster car on the straights. So it's not all over for Sheikh Shabazz. He has a bit of an internet moment there, a bit of lag. Going through the Casio Triangle, he's taking that chicane well, getting the power down. Didn't get a great exit though, I think he was a bit cautious on the power then. So he couldn't make that good run through the chicane work. So into the final lap of the race then. We've got a battle going on for the win here. We've got Apex Magnet not far behind either. He's only half a second behind Sheikh. So John is ready to capitalise on any battling that may occur. As he goes in a bit deep then into that first corner, I think he went in a bit hot. Johnny's run wide as well out of turn 1, so I'm just looking up ahead here. I think I'm going to stay on board with John Harding. He's got a good view of all 3 drivers from this chase cam view. Johnny holding on to first place. Like I say, ran wide out of turn 2 then. But nothing Sheikh can do to get past. Now going through Dunlop. Is anyone going to clip the grass out of here? No, they're not. Just about going to keep it on the circuit. Now heading down to Degner 1. Sheikhy's looking all over the back of Johnny Newbold. Now through Degner 2. Sheikh I think just misses Apex actually into Degner 2 then. I think he outbrakes himself slightly. It's going to make it difficult for Sheikh to get past now. Now coming through the hairpin. Is anyone going to make any errors through here? No, they're not. So everyone's taking things quite well. Actually, Apex Magnet's caught right the way up to the back of Sheikh Shabazz here. This could be critical in the championship if Apex Magnet can get past. This could be what decides the championship. We're coming into Spoon. Sheikh Shabazz, remember, he does have slipstream himself, so Apex Magnet's not really going to be any quicker down this straight. In fact, he's probably going to be slower since he's in the 911. So exiting Spoon then. Is anyone going to get a good run out of here? Sheikh Shabazz, he's got a good run on Johnny Newbold, so heading down to 130R then. Johnny Newbold, he's gone defensive. I mean, what's happened here? Has he let Sheikh past? Was there an incident between those two on the previous lap? Is that why Johnny's just let Sheikh pass? That was very odd. Johnny Newbold just lifted clean off the throttle then. Coming out Spoon, and he's allowed Sheikh Shabazz into the lead of the race. So coming through the Casio Triangle then on this final lap of the race. Sheikh Shabazz, he's just inherited first place. Now coming to the line. Sheikh Shabazz, he's run wide though. Out of the Casio Triangle. Who is going to win this race? It is just about going to be Sheikh Shabazz. by 800ths of a second. That was a bit of a strange ending to the race there. Ended up being a 10th, covering the top 3. So you had Johnny waving past Shake, then Shake running wide out of that final corner. So almost got back past, but just about managed to hold on to the win the Shake Shabazz. So congratulations, Shake, winning your first ever race, I think in Lobby 1 in general, not just in this series. I think it's the first Lobby 1 race he's ever won. So congratulations for that, Shake. Had Shawn pretty come home in 4th place, so it's not too bad for his championship. This may not be a drop round of his after all, with Wolf Boys in 5th and Mike Bisham in 6th place. Johnny Waffle ended up coming home in 7th, with Jake Beatty in 8th. Oh, he made a mistake on that final lap. Jake was not far behind Shawn during that race, but he looks like he's had an error, had a crash on the last lap, and gone down to 8th. So he ended up finishing ahead of Richard Davey, and then Zohir Ali and Irish Tony. So congratulations then to Shake Shabazz. I hope you did enjoy watching that race, or watching the whole event, guys. Do feel free to like and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Tomorrow I am racing for real. For the first time this year, I am racing in a series called Club 73, which some of you may be aware of. So I'm going to be racing at Bayford Meadows, one of my local tracks. I might get a video up as well for tomorrow, looking back at a past race that I did around Bayford, showing you guys what Club 73 is and what Bayford Meadows is. If I can make that in time, I'm going to have to make that overnight if I want to get it up for tomorrow. But yeah, guys, feel free to like and subscribe. If you do want to watch me racing tomorrow, you can't watch me in terms of camera footage, but you can watch the live timing. So if you want to do that, I will post a link probably tomorrow in the Facebook group chat to the live timing. If you want to go and find it yourself, type in Alpha Timing into Google, go to the live timing section, and then go to Bayford Meadows Corporate, I think is the one you want to go on, and you'll see the live timing there. My race is about 9:30 at night tomorrow night. So if you want to see how I do tomorrow, then do feel free to watch the live timing at somewhere between about 9 to 9 PM. Be around about then is when I'll be racing. So feel free to watch that. But yeah, like I say, like and subscribe. Feel free to do all that good stuff, and I will see you all in the next video.